that absolutely nobody is bothering to lie about is that T-Rell is broke. Let's talk about it.
Well, how you know that, bro?
Well, he accidentally revealed his YouTube dashboard, and it turns out he was on stream and like he had his YouTube analytics open in one window, and he accidentally showed it for a split second. One of the fans screenshotted it, and it basically shows that in the last month, his entire operation has earned $7,500. Now, keep in mind that money from that has to go to his wife, Heather, as well as Smack. And then they also have to pay for the place where they record. They also have to pay a couple of employees. So a lot of people...
There's no money to pay anybody.
A lot of people...
I've been to a spot.
My estimation, he's podcasting for free. He's basically breaking even, maybe even losing money.
No, he's losing money because his spot... If he's getting some love, he's 5,000 to 7,000.
And this is the problem with that too, is that at first it was like a warehouse for his girl's clothing line, but the clothing line is basically like bankrupt now, or they're non-operational anymore.
I thought it was merch.
But so at first he was just paying a percentage of the bill for the room in the back. Now he's got to cover the whole rent because the whole business is done. Like they're not selling clothes for girls anymore.
Because looking at the building is like in a... like Chatsworth, kind of William Hills type Canoga Park area. Okay. Nice build, not too far to 101.
Right.
The front part is all him. The open area around is all him. And then in the back, they had merch, but he told me it was merch. So I thought it was...
It's the stuff for her clothing line.
Yeah, I thought it was community of Figmunity merch. So, but the building at least costing him probably 5 to 7. But maybe he just had a bad month. I mean, what if the other months is...
The thing
60,
is,
70, 80.
The thing is that if you go to Social Blade and look at his views per month, this was a normal month. This was like, he doesn't really do a lot more views than he's doing right now.
So does he have any sponsorships or ad revenue?
Think so.
I don't really watch
They used to, but they lost them.
Because of the...
Well, because there was a whole controversy where Heather and T-Rell basically at one point were kind of like grooming Kylie Jenner before she was a full-grown woman. Like they were going on double dates with Tyga together.
Hold on, bro.
But you know, Tyga was dating Kylie Jenner.
I know that.
And T-Rell was his assistant.
No, he's his manager.
And Heather,
he was his manager.
Heather was her good friend, and they went on double dates together when she was underage and stuff. So I feel like a lot of brands would kind of shy away from doing ad deals with them because of the fact that
How old was she when she was with Tiger?
16, maybe 15. I don't know.
Not 15. I'll get to. I mean, 16 is still kind of crazy too.
Maybe ChatGPT knows.
So they're blaming because he's managing Tiger. They get the blame for who he's. Didn't he have a?
Well, but they were going on double dates together.
Isn't there a kid involved over there? Or my trip, Tiger? No, he don't have a kid by her, does he? No, he doesn't.
Kylie Jenner first met Tiger when she was 14-year-old.
But when they were dating.
However, their relationship didn't begin until 2014. Oh, when she was, I guess she was 17.
But that's still
I feel like I've seen 16.
That's still a violation.
Noted as when they started.
Now,
it's a little blurry because they didn't really like publicly admit it.
Here's the thing. Did the mother, which I'm thinking, give consent?
I don't know.
Somebody would have to give consent. It was too public.
Because I think they were like traveling to Europe together and shit
they
like that.
Had
so
to
at
give
that
consent.
point, then you really need.
You got to give consent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and at this point, understanding what I understand, I ain't going to say too much because of the politics. The mother's with that. You know what I'm saying? The mother's with that, you know, because any normal person, you wouldn't have went for it.
Right.
I wouldn't have went for it.
No.
You're not taking my fucking teenage daughter. We're not doing none of that, right? So you got to understand, like you said, when they're traveling to Paris, he's not just, bro, like, now, I'm not saying it's right for Tiger to do, but if Tiger had consent, then he's within the means of the law. Yeah. A little distasteful publicly, but growing up, when I grew up, that was normal. Grown men in Cadillacs and Jerry curls was pulling up to the high school, picking up their 10th, 11th, and 12th graders.
Jerry curl outside the high school is crazy.
Bro, we talking the 80s and 90s, bro. No, this real shit. I'm not saying it's right.
When I was 13 and I was in 7th grade, I have the intense memory of realizing that all the girls that I thought were hot in my grade were dating guys who were like 17, 18, etc. Yeah, they pick them up in their cars. And this was like crazy. 4 years before I got a car.
What's crazy is even back then, I don't think no documented consent was going on, but they pulled up to the houses and dropped them off, picked them up, probably looked out for the parents. That's just what it was. But in this situation, I think you just saying that, bro. I don't think they call backlash over this dude going somewhere with his client.
No, they did. And actually, T-Rell responded to it, and he said, "We grooming billionaires, bitch." He was responding to a comment that was saying that you guys were grooming Kylie Jenner, and he looked at the camera and said, "Yeah, we grooming billionaires, bitch."
And that's when they lost it.
And I think that's when all the sponsors kind of head for the hills.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I just like, to me, okay, I wonder if T-Rell is going to stick with podcasting, given that he's breaking even. And then I also wonder if at some point, if Heather's going to be like, you know what, I can't just be with a brokey forever. Because I feel like she's carrying like an undue part of the weight of, you know, like she probably is sick of having to support him.
But I mean, you don't know, bro. You don't know what else T-Rell got going on.
No, it's pretty much just this.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. I don't think anybody knows more about him than me.
Huh? Y'all got that close?
I feel like I'm pretty invested in, you know, his failure. So I've been paying pretty good attention. Yeah.
Well, why did he branch off from AD? Because at worst, they was in one location. AD's doing pretty well, right?
I mean, that I think is kind of the revealing part to a lot of people, is that it's like T-Rell gets way more views than AD. So if he's making...
Oh, does he?
If T-Rell's breaking even, then AD, I don't know.
But I know AD got other stuff going on.
He makes music.
Not music. He got marijuana deals.
Okay.
Like legal deals. You know what I'm saying? I know he has other stuff going on, but I don't be keeping up with... But
I guess like the crazy thing for me about realizing that T-Rell's breaking even on podcasting is that it's like he was making pretty good money at No Jumper. And when he left, I think he was making pretty good money for a little while. So I know that he's regretting leaving so bad now, because it's like when he was here, he had an actual job that was profitable. And now that he's working for himself, he's just treading water.
So the question is, what can we do to help him?
I don't know. Maybe we could like do a Secret Santa for his family when it's Christmas time.
No, how about we present a run and we all do it together?
What if we help get Heather on a dating app so she can find somebody who's down to...
That's his wife, bro. Right? Listen. Okay, let me ask you something.
I think we need to do a GoFundMe for them.
If No
to get back on their
was
feet.
to fall, do you think Lena would leave you?
No.
So what makes you think the black woman would leave the black man?
She's been dealing with this for so long that it's just kind of...
Nah, because I remember when he had the Tiger contracts, he was doing this thing. He was all right. So
I know, but she bought in at that point, and now his shit's all fucked up. So you got to just wonder, like, in her head, is she just going to let him fuck up forever?
You do know his strength in the black community.
Not in that family, particularly.
How do you know that?
Well,
I mean, I don't know, because you act like you know some,
okay, you just
have you had some one-on-ones with Heather or something? I
think that would probably change her life. But all I'm saying is that you say there's strength in the black community. Well, this particular black man has one arm, so he's not very strong. He has very little physical strength. Did you see Rich Trapper putting his grundle on his neck?
The fuck is a grundle?
I
didn't know he's on Grindr.
It's the space between your balls and your asshole. So they were doing a podcast together, and T-Rell started telling Rich Trapper that he could beat him in a jiu-jitsu match. And Rich Trapper threw him on the couch and wrapped his legs around his head. Now, Rich Trapper is allegedly a gay man. And
definitely, he got caught on Grindr.
And T-Rell also has some rumors that he might be a bisexual man.
Nah, T-Rell, come on, bro.
I don't know. It's kind of shocking.
Did T-Rell just do something? Because I know he went at academics, because you own a T-Rell bashing. Did I miss?
Are we not in this together? Because you are supposed to be a big opt.
No, but my thing is, we take people down with the facts. We can't be making shit up. Now, the grundle shit, if that's what you call it, I don't know what.
Do you want to see the clip?
Yeah, we do know Rich Trapper is gay. We called him on Grindr. We know that.
But I don't think we know that. We shouldn't say definitively, but it does seem...
Allegedly.
It seems very, very likely.
Yeah, so...
Based on what I've seen.
But I don't... You attacking Heather? I don't think Heather would lay down on her man, bro.
Okay, let's watch this. This is the interaction that they had.
Thank you right now. And me and Smack jump you, homie, for saying some bullshit.
I'll probably whoop y'all niggas. Nigga, I do this shit every day.
We'll beat the shit out of you, homie.
No.
No, for real, no.
Man, we can do a challenge.
No,
y'all my niggas, but we can do a challenge.
What's the challenge?
Look how he throws him on the couch, wraps his legs.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, I choked the shit out your ass.
Damn, he put his nuts on his back.
Okay, you
Put
tell
his
me if
nuts
I'm
on his
crazy,
neck, bro. That's crazy.
Does that indicate that your guest has no respect for you, and that realistically you've probably lost the respect of everybody else who works for you?
That was a bad look.
I don't understand how he let that happen. To me, that's just like you can't just let that shit happen.
And he violated the orange couch.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you a question because you mentioned a name, and I know him.
Sure.
And I met him about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a chance to ask him, what's his thoughts about T-Rell?
Who?
Gucci.
Gucci Mane?
Is that his name? The dude from Hoover.
Oh, Gumby.
Gumby. What's his thoughts about?
We've had some conversations, but I'll leave that until we actually do a podcast.
Yeah, I've never, I know him. I met him like right when he first got out.
I mean, it's got to be weird for anyone who really like has lived and died by the fucking Hoover sword over the years to have somebody who's really kind of like a wishy-washy participant in that kind of stuff out here, really like doing a podcast, acting like they are a member in a way that, to me, I really don't think they are. So
no, he's definitely from Hoover.
Well, he's from the street Hoover, but he never got put on to become an actual member. He was kind of living off his brother's name.
T-Rell from what, Five Deuce?
Well, he grew up around there, yeah. His brother is a real member.
Gumby, I don't know, from A-Tray 107. He was something over there. Okay. Gumby's a real motherfucking Hoover, though. No. Like, I know him. We didn't talk business. He did a bunch of time. He sued him, got a bunch of money out the state. No, I was just one. I've never asked him how, and I've never heard them applying any pressure. Like when T-Rell was up here, did that ever go on with, it was a possible
No, because
problem?
why would they really care about that? But I think that once you start a podcast that is really kind of like repping the
back on Fig,
because they have the orange couch. They're doing interviews with people. They're the name of it really infers it. Definitely people feel a way about it, but it hasn't really come to a head. And I don't want to be the one to push that issue. So,
are they tripping? I hear that somebody got tripped on for going to interview with him. So I'm pretty sure Gumby gonna break.
Oh well, I think I do know that like what's his name? Odium Slim like got a lot of backlash from going and doing it. But that's just based on some crib shit,
Yeah, but that's kind of crazy. Like, they know ODM. I mean, I don't really f with ODM, but I just think that's some hating shit.
Yeah, but I guess, like, if you started a podcast that was just your thing and you called it Hanging with the Pyrus, I mean, you're kind of asking for people to feel a way about going there. Whereas if you start a podcast and call it the Whack 100 Show, then it's like people can choose to f with it or not f with it. But when you do like a sort of, like somebody like 4 Extra, he's 100% committed to this gangster shit. He would never go sit on an orange couch.
And 4 Extras, to a certain degree, he's going to be limited.
Well, true. But
right?
I'm just saying he wouldn't do it. But if it was more of like a neutral podcast that just so happened to be run by some dudes from over there.
He's not going to be limited in that situation because I don't think doing back on Fig is going to make or break.
He wouldn't do it no matter what, because he's just not on that at all. Yeah.
Because you got, like Adam, on some real shit. I understand you, right? But I hear it all the time. Oh, blood, why you letting him play with you like that, right? I know your character, I know your personality, I understand our show. It's a yin and a yang with this shit. That's what makes our show, right? So this is why you never see a street reaction out of me when you playing and shit, saying shit, right? But at some point, he gotta pick a side. We watched Brick Baby do it. I ain't saying do what Brick did. Brick Baby, when he went to do that 607 Arc show, that day he picked a side. That day he made his mind up, bro, I'm gonna stand on this side of business and screw what they talking about over there. And I got it. Like, I understood it. I didn't say, oh, he's soft. He's really like, bro, I'm finna take this serious and I'm gonna see how far this takes me. Right. But I don't know, bro. But I don't think that Heather's gonna leave him. I think if his hand is bad, I think she's gonna stay that way. They got children.
Yeah. You got to wonder if she feels like she made a good choice with that.